Tired of all these motherfucking aliens in this motherfucking space prison.
You got the...
Also Hellraiser. Tired of all these motherfucking Cenobites in this motherfucking spaceship. Jason X. Tired of all these motherfucking dead motherfuckers in this motherfucking space station.
You done?
I don't know any other horror movies set in space off the top of my head.
Event Horizon.
You know, I watched that and instantly forgot everything about it.
That has nothing to do with anything. That's week 8.
Thank God. He'll play Pathfinder.
Week 8, Alien 3, the movie you hate.
I don't know if I hate it. It's been too long. I remember not loving it. But times change. I don't think they'll change that much.
You remember why you didn't like it?
I think it was just because it kind of drags, if I remember. Not that interesting. And I already know I don't like the end. I think it's...
With her dying?
Yeah, I think it's just stupid.
Why?
It's just one of those overly dramatic moments. It's like, I'm going to kill myself because I'm infested with an alien. And I'm going to do it in the most overly dramatic and painful way possible.
She was dead before she hit that, though.
She should have given the old thumbs up, like the Terminator thumbs up. That would have been something.
See, that's weird, because that's like in, her jumping, yeah, you're right, that's Terminator 2, which is odd, because, it's obviously, taken off of that, but it's, considering the last movie was directed by James Cameron, and this one's copying a James Cameron movie, the ending is, I know quite a bit. This movie was doomed from the start, because, the director, David Fincher, had, little, because the studio kept interfering with what he wanted to do.
I just think, I can tell you right now, the main reason I like 4 above 3 is 4, I remember the cast. 3, I remember Sigourney Weaver. I know that everyone else from the other movies is dead. Bishop makes an appearance. Dude's fucking dead. We never got to see Jonesy starve to death on camera, which would have been a good moment. But
he was at that Gateway space station. Somebody had to... Right,
but that's what we were saying. She left the first time and her daughter died of old age, and then she left the second time. That has to mean Jonesy is dead, unless somebody was going to feed him. But I like to think that Jonesy starved to death in her apartment.
I don't think that much time actually passed between 2 and 3.
Enough time for a cat to starve to death.
Well, because you got to think, Bishop's ripped in half, and he obviously he can't stay.
He's a robot. He can stay broken for as long as it takes to rewire him.
I suppose, but I
just, besides that, who's in this movie?
There's the dumb warden.
Played by...
the guy that looks eerily like the head Marine, the guy that sat in the chair inside the APC with him.
That's great. I love that guy.
Charles Dutton's in it, the black guy.
Oh, the preacher.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's all well and good, but 4 just has the characters, and that's why I like 4.
The doctor in 3.
But 4's got the dude that played Wormtongue, the creepy motherfucker.
Brett Dourif.
Yeah, and then you've got Ron Perlman, Winona Ryder,
Top
Dollar. Yeah.
I don't know that guy's name.
I knew it when I was looking, still interested in Deathstalkers 2, since he did the voice of death. But Darkstalkers too. But
Darkstalkers too?
Darkstalkers. That one. I don't even remember anymore. I don't even care.
The
Zelda that had war originally, and then
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the game
I don't
either.
know the fucking name, but he did the Voice of Death.
I didn't play them because they look.
Oh, they were good if you liked Zelda games. Or they were actually better than Zelda games because they didn't have some dork in a fucking tunic in it. But he played Death. He did the Voice of Death. His name's Michael something, I'm pretty sure. Not Winslow.
Not Rooker.
Michael.
Not Rooker.
Nope.
He would have been good in anything, Michael Rooker.
Probably. Like, he would be very fitting as a Space Marine.
Yeah, you're right. He would have been a very fitting Space Marine. And then
Anyway, yeah, the cast. You know, and even the guys that I don't like. I like the fucking... The black dude in it. Like, he's got a really fucking cool character. And then the dude in the wheelchair, the way, the other characters play off of him. And plus you got, Carla's husband.
Dan Haida.
Yeah, Dan Haida.
I was thinking about that when I was looking at something. I was like, wow, he was Tully.
Yep.
And I think it's either this movie or Jason X where you see his abundance of shoulder hair, or the next movie.
I think he's in a tank top in one scene in 4, where you see that ridiculous, massive Robin Williams-esque body hair.
Robin Williams, the guy who shouldn't be in an Alien movie. I'm honestly surprised, even like, I don't know if they don't want to touch this property anymore after the...
Prometheus.
No, not even after Prometheus, because like, when Ridley Scott was filming that, he kept like every other week, or more, I think every week or every other day, it was like, it's an Alien prequel. It's not an Alien prequel. It's an Alien prequel. It's not an... But like, I'm surprised they haven't tried to reboot this franchise. I don't know if between that, Prometheus, or like the toxicity of the AVPs. And you too. Alright, so I don't know what the special edition of this adds. I really have no fucking clue.
More drawn out scenes in a prison.
The only thing I think this has the full length of the chest burster coming out of either the dog. I know in one version it comes out of the dog, the alien comes out of a dog, and another version it comes out of an ox. Which explains, in interviews and stuff I read, because I don't really think it's explained in the movie, like why this alien acts so much different than the other aliens, because
The host was
an animal instead of a human. I remember this has really, really bad CGI in it. That's all I
think this is the first one, though, that I really liked the alien movement. I like the way this one moves. Really fast along the walls and shit, which has become, like, at least in video games, it's a staple of alien movement now.
And it crawling upside down on the ceiling and shit like that.
That's really cool.
But, yeah. So, we will see you when we're done with this movie, and I will probably hate this movie.
And I'll love it.
That'll be fucking hilarious. That will, considering my...
I know my opinion of 4 won't change because it hasn't been that long since I watched 4.
Well, la-di-fucking da.
Indeed.
Let's watch this motherfucking movie.
Yep.
Special edition.
Alright, watch this shit.
Do you still hate it?
I never hated it. It's just, I said it's the weakest of the 4 Alien movies. And it's still the weakest of the 4 Alien movies.
It...
It's got one cool scene in it. And that's about it.
Which scene was that?
Well, one that was always shown in the previews of the alien getting in her face. I mean, it's got some good lines and whatnot, but
it does have its I mean, this is like. Well, hi, Doodle. I forgot to put you outside. This reminds me a lot more of the first one, not just because there's only one alien.
because its pace is slow.
Well, yeah, there's that, but no, because like, it seemed like they would do. It's pretty formulaic to some degree. It's like you get a little bit of character development on a person, and then they get killed.
But besides Dylan and the doctor, half the time I didn't even know what prisoner I was fucking looking at.
Yeah.
They were all bald white guys with British accents.
There's another black guy. It's okay to
Yeah,
say
he
shit.
was in
It's
like,
not against
yeah,
God.
it was in like 2 scenes before he got murdered.
Yeah, that I do. That's even I will admit, because if you're not paying attention, I remember like the first time I watched it, I thought like the guy, Goluk, the guy that let the alien out, was the same guy that he was like the crazy fucker. I can't Morris.
Yeah, so Morris is the one that lives, and it's just like, the end, it's like, oh, Morris lived. Which one was Morris again? What the fuck did he do during the movie?
I guarantee you Morris didn't live after that credit scene. I guarantee he got fucking gunned down.
He made it out of the facility, though.
Yeah, but okay.
They showed him as... They would have gunned him down. They would have just shot him like they did the 2 other guys they
85,
shot.
Well, but 85 says at one point that, you know, you can't go outside at night because it's like 10 below or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still kind of like it. I mean,
So it's not bad. It's just, I think it's the weakest Alien movie. Like, you know, I would watch this before Airheads, but it's not going to be my go-to Alien movie.
I think the other thing that hurt, like weird, like you brought up that there's only, with the not being able to differentiate between people, is all of them but like what two maybe 3, 4 tops aren't British, are not British. Yeah. So you got a bunch of British bald guys around that you can't tell apart, and that's when we watched Akira. That was a lot of people's, other than me because I'd seen it before. They were getting confused because a lot of those, and that's a problem with some anime movies too, is they all kind of look alike and you lose.
Anime when they're trying to be serious. Because if they're not trying to be a more serious-based anime, then everybody's got different color hair and shit like that. Like, and then some animes, like Azumanga Daioh, even though they don't change hair colors, there's very easy to differentiate between
I
all
have
their
no idea what you just said.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You should watch Azumanga Daioh. But okay, let's go with one you have seen, or 2 you have seen. Ranma and Tenchi. You're not going to mix up any of the characters in those.
That's true. I will get.
I guess this isn't. It doesn't even matter. It's just anime that takes itself seriously. Yes, like okay, let's be racist here. Like all Asian people look the same, especially when you're just drawing them, right? Like
yes,
if you're going for just here's Tokyo, you're going to have a bunch of people with black hair around, and that's it.
Half in business suits, half in schoolgirl outfits.
Yep. So
No, yeah, I get that. It's just, yeah, I see that as a problem. And there's a couple, like, there's a couple really strange edits, and
well, just the fact that it's like there's that basically warning before the special edition. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, this is like all the stuff that didn't get post-production because it shouldn't have been in the movie anyway. But here it is with subtitles so you can hear it. Since otherwise all you hear is machinery noises.
Well, the only thing, there's that scene at the beginning with the doctor when he's talking and she can barely hear him.
There were scenes you slept through that were like that too.
There
was more towards the end than the beginning.
And there was that scene where
But
she
all
goes,
of them were unnecessary.
The only scene that I was weird that they didn't at least ADR back in was when after she finds out she's got the queen inside her and she's standing there with her back and she's talking to 85 and he has, and it's just like in the theatrical release it must have been like she was just talking to herself because he's just standing in the background not saying anything.
And that's how important his dialogue was.
I don't know. I mean,
So it's not going to be the go-to movie. It's like, hey, what Alien movie should I watch? I haven't seen any of them. 3 is never going to be the answer.
neither is 4.
I would do 4 before 3. Of course, I would be like, if you're going to watch 4, you might as well just watch 3 to see what the fuck they're talking about in 4. Also, that scene, you were asking, and they might explain this in 4, you were asking how they
Cloned
her. They have all of her medical information. That's how they knew she had the queen in her. That sent back the EEV. Plus, I'm sure she's had, blood tests and stuff through the company. They would have enough of her. This is Deus Ex Machina shit, but they would have enough of her records on file because that's why she was in 4. She's basically a mix between an alien and Ripley. She's not just Ripley. She is a hybrid. So it's probably based off the information they got out of the EEV.
But they knew she had a queen in her. They knew. Well, I don't know if they knew specifically that she had a queen.
Yeah, they did.
No, I mean like when they first sent him the message.
No, after she did the CAT scan in the EEV, they knew she had a queen.
Okay. Well, I think that they knew she had one in her before then because they wanted her to detain her before that point.
But after the thing, it was just like, then the message came through, which you may have been asleep through this.
No.
Where she was priority number 1 to be quarantined.
Yeah. But they said that even before that, when the...
But it wasn't, it was they wanted the alien, and then when they found out she had that in her, they really wanted her.
And here's the thing that really bugged... The beginning of the movie really does not make sense.
Which part?
There is one facehugger.
That we know of. Shit can happen off screen. In space.
Okay, well, shit did happen off screen. Okay, now there is one facehugger that I'm guessing is the one that infected her. We have to assume that because they show it in the beginning. They show the facehugger eating through a tube and getting in one.
Yeah.
And impregnating one of them. You don't know who. I mean, you could assume it was because we were kind of. You can assume it was Hicks because he gets killed and the thing impales him, and we know it wasn't Newt.
Yeah.
Okay, when they bring that, well, in the special edition, they bring an ox in. In the theatrical release, the dog that gets killed. It comes out of a dog instead of the ox.
I always remember the ox.
See, that's how I remember it too. 'Cause it has to do with it's around that scene where the guy backs into the vent, the blade shaft. There's a dog. It's kind of in that hole that the alien is from where that dog.
Oh.
Because he's talking about a dog.
Right.
But when they bring that ox in, that guy picks up a facehugger off
the table.
Where the fuck did that come from?
The same place the other one fucking came from. The mysterious egg that ended up in the EEV, or in this case, the second mysterious alien that was in the EEV.
That they don't, they just... I'm just saying
It's a movie, buddy.
it's a plot hole.
Oh my god, a plot hole in a movie?
And
An alien movie plot hole?
hey, the first two never really had
I'm sure if you analyzed it, they do.
overanalyzed it.
Yeah.
But, well, this... And I'm sure it was just because it was... And they do this in 4, too. The gestation period seems to take quite a bit longer than it did in the first one.
It was a queen.
Okay,
There's never been a queen that gestated before.
so does that mean there's that guy in 4 who walks around for a good half the movie that's got one inside of him?
But there's never like, you don't know, it's hard to tell in Alien how long dude had that in him before the chest burster burst out. Because they skip around a lot. Because the facehugger's on him, then the facehugger's off him, then the facehugger gets autopsied. All this shit happens, but you don't know how long it takes.
I'll give you that. But once he's conscious, though, it's pretty much because he sits up and it's like they're asking,
But-
like, "Hey, you hungry?"
Maybe because he ate. It's just like in Spaceballs. You don't eat. You don't eat when they did.
Oh, it's
Spaceballs is canon, you know.
not as canon as the AVP movies. That. Oh, okay. I'll get. Maybe it is because.
But also, obviously, and she mentions it directly in this, this is a different type of alien.
And
So-
we discussed that too because.
And then in 4, the face hugger that infects that guy is from a different queen, and it's a different breed of alien, again, because it's a Ripley spin-off, whatever the Ripley clone spin-off alien is.
Okay, well here's my thing with that, and we can get into it again next week. Okay, they have Ripley's DNA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Because they may have done blood tests before she left for a military mission. That's fine. They don't have Ripley's DNA and all that stuff with an alien inside of her.
They could have found something. There was hypos that she'd been injected with,
True.
and that was a high-tech machine she got scanned with.
I've had MRIs and CAT scans that were more...
No way.
Way.
You haven't had them in the future in an EEV.
If I have one tomorrow, it's in the future from when this was filmed. So, not that I'll have one tomorrow, but...
I'll ask him for the special EEV one.
I do feel a lot of my memories of this are from hearing people bitch about this, about how much of an incoherent mess this movie was. I don't really think it was that, other than losing track of what prisoners what, it's not really...
But it's one of those where it's like, okay, aliens out, blah, blah, blah. They trap it, then it's back out, you know, or I guess explosions happen. Then they trap it, then it's back out, and then it's just like, you know, a maze of corridors running for like 15, 20 minutes.
Maybe it's just the theatrical, because I know like from...
And then the piston, and then the molten lead, and then, oh, it's not dead, and then the sprinklers, and then, oh, it is dead. And then here comes Bishop, who isn't Bishop, because Lance Hendrickson needed another paycheck, and...
He needed one for AVP as well.
So, yeah.
But I'm just... maybe the theatrical release is more of a mess.
Maybe.
But, I mean, it's not like...
I mean, it's not hard to follow, it's just
No, it's...
kind of jumpy.
Yeah. And like I said, from everything I've read and I know about is... The studio severely handcuffed David Fincher and what he wanted to do. And he didn't even like... But he didn't want to... It was his first movie that he got to direct, so he didn't want to, like, be like, hey, fuck you guys at Fox, let me do my thing. You like, you know, I think you did like commercials and videos or something, so they're like, what?
You liked my videos, so let me put all the tight girls in tight spandex in there.
That's how fucking Michael Bay got his start, was that that Meatloaf video.
I would do anything for love.
Yes, that's how he got his start. That's like his first big video that he got noticed for, and that's like.
And then he just started blowing shit up, and then.
No, if you watch that video and not know that Michael Bay didn't direct it, and then watch the Michael Bay movie, there's like he has like his signature shots of helicopters, silhouettes of helicopters against the sun. That's like a signature. He does that in like all his fucking movies. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I just think it's the weakest Alien. And when I sit down to watch a movie, I am never going to go, hey, I want to watch Alien 3. Although apparently Doodle is, you retard.
Doodle, get out.
Off.
Need to shave your shirt now.
Yeah. That was really good off. Good paying attention.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people problems with it too are like coming off of the Aliens to this is. I think maybe people went into it more thinking it's going to be like when it first got released. I mean, like thinking it's going to be like this action style movie when this is more of a nod back to the original one.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it. Unless you want to go back and talk about Nick Cage movies.
Nah.
Are you sure?
Weatherman.
Weatherman.
There's one Nick Cage movie I want to see just because I've seen the line in the YouTube compilations, and it's just, I don't remember what the fucking line is. It's just his delivery of it is the funniest thing ever.
Do you even know
He's like, no, I don't even know what movie it is. He's threatening somebody in a deli. I forget what it is. But if there is a Nick Cage movie to watch, that's apparently the one.
Ghost Rider?
That's not the one.
Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance?
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it yet because I heard that movie was terrible. Other Nick Cage. Leaving Las Vegas wasn't bad.
Never saw it.
Matchstick.
Like, there's movies of his I like, but it's like...
He's not a good
It's
actor.
like, right, he's not. It's like Kevin Costner. I like a lot of Kevin Costner movies.
So do I.
Kevin Costner is a terrible actor. It's like, hi, I'm Kevin. He might as well just show up and be like, hi, I'm Kevin Costner. Now I'm going to read my lines.
In movies that he's like written and directed. Yeah, that's like.
I mean, Dances with Wolves is one of my favorite movies of all time. But Kevin Costner is a terrible actor.
Like that and
Waterworld.
and Postman.
Yeah.
Those are his big three that I think.
Those are all good movies. It's just.
But
they don't need to be Kevin Costner.
There's other movies where he does do a really good job, like.
Like in the shitty Wyatt Earp movie.
I don't think I've seen that all the way.
Yeah, if you're gonna, hey.
It's a bad ass motherfucking movie. No, but like Bull Durham and
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Those he's good in those.
He's not. He's Kevin Costner in those. Okay. Same with For Love of the Game. It's hi, I'm Kevin Costner. Guess what? I like baseball. Here's my third movie about it. Now here's my lines.
Okay, well, what did you think of him as Pa Kent?
It was fine, but it's like insert actor there would have been fine as Pa Kent. Did it have to be Kevin Costner? Hell no. The only actor that I would say put in every role ever, because he just, in half of his characters, he just disappears into the character halfway through. Like, hey, That's Gary Oldman.
Yes. Very much so. You did well to some degree. Well, you didn't
Like lately in the Batman movies, it's just instantly like, hey, that's Gary Oldman. But like fucking,
He doesn't take over.
Right in True Lies, Jesus Christ, man.
The Professional.
Just like
Was the
Dracula. He's even though I don't like Dracula, he's good in Dracula.
Fifth Element.
Yep. Yes. Fifth Element is a great example. If you watch Fifth Element and then watch True Lies, you're like, oh, he was in both of those?
Yeah. The only one you didn't watch it, thankfully for you, was Air Force One, because he was the bad guy in Air Force One who couldn't tell time. Because we said this in the video, there's like clocks specifically behind him. He says every half hour I'm going to shoot a hostage. 23 minutes later, he shoots his first hostage. Then he shoots one 5 minutes later.
Guess what? That tells people, hey, I'm in business. I'm Gary Oldman, and I'm going to shoot people. You've got half an hour. Sorry, 23 minutes, 28 minutes. I'm going to kill another one.
But, which means 10 minutes later, so... He was Russian, so maybe his clocks were a little bit different.
Maybe he did a hostage count and went, you know what, this doesn't match my time frame. You're going to speed it up a little, but not tell anybody.
That would be funny. That would be a good plot point to it. But, I'm trying to think of any other Kevin Costner or Gary Oldman movies.
Well, I'm sure there's tons that we're missing. It's just...
Those are the big ones.
Yep.
But I don't think we can really go off anymore.
I think that's enough for one stupid, not as stupid movie, but one weakest alien movie. Be back with more inane bullshit next time.
Well, would you rather
we talk about Ron Perlman movies and
Fuck
Dan,
yeah.
and Dan Hedaya?
That reminds me. I did.
Cheers episodes next week. Look out for it. Oh, thanks for my it's a nut check. Thanks.
Cup check. I did last week. I did watch Pacific Rim.
Good.
It is. You're right. It is really good. Ron Perlman being in it, I was.
It's a hidden gem in an already awesome movie.
It's like Charlie. I can't pronounce his last name. The main guy in Pacific Rim. Hunnen. It's like he was like talking about it on the set of Sons of Anarchy, and Ron's like, "Hey, give me a role on that, will you?"
You see a lot of shit like that. Man. It's like the cast of Oz, right?
Oh,
when you see one of them, somebody else is real close by.
I only watched a handful of episodes of it, but the guy that was Chris, and the guy and he did Special Victim Units.
Yeah.
The guy that was Beecher played somebody on one of those that he was in. Yeah, you're right. They are like. I never watched Lost, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were other, because I know the guy that was in the wheelchair in Lost.
Adebisi is in it.
Isn't it?
Yeah. He's got a good character too. But actually, both those guys have good characters in Lost. But yeah, Adebisi.
That dude was fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome in Lost too.
But yeah, you're right. Oz was another one where those guys followed each other around.
Yep.
That was. But yeah, I just kind of wondered that. It's like, he's all just reading the scripts, Pacific Rim's like, giant robots, that's fucking cool.
Oh, hey, here's a guy with shiny boots. Hey, Ron!
You like wearing cowboy boots, don't you? They should have got, I can't remember it's been so long since I've watched those movies, or watched Sons of Anarchy, the squirrel that
played Tig.
Yes, Tig. Tig would have been awesome in that role. But I think it's time to reel this kite back in.
Yep.
Okay, well let me ask you, you can maybe wait till after. Would you rather watch this or from what you remember of AVP?
Probably this. I've only seen AVP once. And again, I don't think it's horrible, but I'm never going to sit down and go, sweet, it's AVP time. Of course, I'm not ever going to say that about Predator 2 either. So I'm a bigger fan of Alien than Predator. I like the first Predator. It's awesome. One of Arnold's best. Probably one of what's his face's best too.
Ventura?
No, Colt. Obviously Ventura.
No, Ventura was better at running.
Creed.
Ventura was better at Running Man.
He had a smaller role in Running. I don't know.
That was about the same screen.
No, I think just the "I ain't got time to bleed" line makes Predator win.
And if it bleeds, we can. I think was that him that said, "If it bleeds, we can kill it."
That might have been
Arnold.
But yeah, it's just the dude that played Apollo Creed. I can't believe
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. Yeah, there you go.
I only know him for 2 roles, and he's been like, 3 now because I watched The Shield. I don't know if you ever watched The Shield.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of corrupt cops or cops.
He had a small role in the later season of The Shield, but yeah, that's the only 2 roles I know Carl Weathers for is Apollo Creed and that guy in Predator. I'm sure he did other, like Billy D. Williams. I only really know Billy D. Williams for 2 roles. Lando.
And Colt 45!
No, and Nighthawks, or is him and Sylvester Stallone were cops. It was like a 70s movie. But if you've watched the other Alien movies, there's no reason to skip this one, I don't think.
No, because, if you're going to watch 4, you might as well watch 3. Just watch the theatrical version of 3. It'll end quicker. And like I said, the shit they added in is totally unnecessary.
It is.
But yes.
And like we talked about that last week, too.
4, even though it might not make sense, and we'll have this discussion next week, will still make more sense if you've seen 3.
I agree.
Of course, you can just take the fact that Ripley's dead. Now watch 4. I've saved you 2 hours of time and given you the one plot point you needed to know.
I agree. Like I said.
So maybe watch this shit if you're gonna watch the next shit.
Yeah.
Although if you watch 1 and 2 and you're just like, I don't know if I need to see anymore, stop right now.
That's true. They should have probably stopped it too.
Maybe. But like I said, I enjoy 4 just because of the cast. It's not a great movie. And I will rip on the ending when we get to that next week, because that is the stupidest creature design ever.
My biggest problem with 4, and I'm sure we'll hit on it again, is Joss Whedon wrote 4.
So?
Well, no, and
he wrote the Avengers too.
He directed the Avengers too. He didn't direct. I don't think he directed Alien 4. I don't remember.
So what's the point?
He bitched after it came. He was talking about how cool it was and how he was kind of doing his own little twist on the alien thing and stuff like that. And people were excited about it because I think he had the Buffy movie had come out. I don't know if the Buffy TV series had started yet. So
I think it had, but
so people knew who he was and be like, hey, he's got a really cool style. His I mean, I'll give 4 this. The dialogue in 4 is, there's parts of it that are kind of stupid.
There's, okay, I really like the Avengers, right? And obviously I like Alien 4. I like the Buffy movie, though I haven't seen it for a long time. Joss Whedon's dialogue is not great. Buffy's dialogue is it's some campy shit all the way through. Now I didn't mind the series, but it wasn't some great artistic piece of art. Angel, the character in Buffy, sucked, and I never wanted to see fucking what's his nuts in another role. whatever the fuck his name is. I forget his name now. But,
Nick Cage?
no, not Nick Cage. The guy from Bones.
That guy was Angel?
Yes.
Really?
And he is, I don't know how he is on Bones because I refuse to watch him anymore because of how bad he was on Buffy.
I've seen a couple episodes of Bones, but I think that's a series where you have to like know who the characters are to get half the shit.
I don't like, David Boreanaz. I don't like David Boreanaz. I think he's a piss poor actor. Maybe he's gotten great. I'll never know because I'll never watch him again. I think the last thing I saw him in was, the fourth Crow movie, the one with kid from Terminator 2.
He was in that?
Yes, yeah.
Really?
And so was Dennis Hopper, in Dennis Hopper's worst, most phoned-in role ever.
In 4?
I think it was 4. It was the one where the guy got... it was the one with the kid from Terminator 3. Or was that...
That was 4.
That was 4.
There's only been 4.
Yeah,
and
David Boreanaz was his name, and so was Dennis Hopper.
I don't remember Dennis Hopper. Of course, I only
He
watched...
was like the dealer that showed up at that junkyard or whatever the hell it was. And he had like very little dialogue. It was just like, what is the character? How about this? How about you hand me a paycheck? I'm going to say whatever is on this paper, however I want to say it, and then I'm going to leave. It is, I love Dennis Hopper. It is his worst role I have ever fucking seen.
But because I mean, I like the Crow movies and all, but that's the one that when I bought it, me and Nick watched it like the night I got it. I have not watched it because that movie was so bad.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
That movie is...
Like, 3 is alright. 2 is alright.
3's better than 2. Because the dude in 3 is fucking psych. I think that's the Crow is...
Well, you got, like, the way he did it was
and
cooler.
William Atherton's in it.
But, I mean...
But,
Crow, stop at 1. Stop at 1, Crow.
2 had a good idea. It was really piss poor.
Well, it was the exact same as... it was a kid instead of his wife.
No,
it was basically the exact same as
no,
the first
that's
one.
not what I was getting. In 2, the guy doesn't like the fact that he's been bought back to life. Where in the rest of them, like in 1, 3, and 4, they're all cool with it. This guy didn't want to be alive. The actor that was I don't even know his name, but he didn't pull it off well.
Like I said, it was just like a lot of movies go downhill from their sequel. Like The Crow was just like up here, then 2 was like wham! Just stop at 1.
This franchise is one of them that it was here, then the sequel kind of elevated it.
Kind of. I think it was the same quality, just different vibe.
Terminator 2 was another one that...
Yeah, but again, that's... Wow. You have those? The Terminators?
I have 1, 2, and 3. I don't have 4.
So, I liked 3, but I wonder if 2 is going to hold up. I honestly wonder if 2 is going to hold up now. I think now when we go to rewatch them, I think I'm going to like 1 more than 2.
2 had a better story arc. Because there was lots of different things going on there.
But I don't think it's going to hold up as much as 1. It might still be good. I don't think it will be as good as 1.
I think one's going to come off a lot like these movies where people classify these as horror movies, and I don't really think when I think horror movies, I think like slasher movies and stupid.
Oh yeah, this is more like
suspense thrillers.
Yeah,
it's not really that. Especially the first one's got very little gore in it. It's like a lot like Chainsaw, the first Texas Chainsaw, where there's not that much gore on the screen. It's what you think you saw.
Yeah.
That movie I don't think is gonna hold up at all.
The original Chainsaw?
Yeah.
But shit, I was a kid when I saw that. I haven't seen it since.
Anyway, getting back to Joss Whedon to wrap this all up.
Yes, and again, I like Firefly, but it's not the fucking holy grail of TV shows. Buffy's alright, it is campy shit. I'm sure Angel is the exact same, except worse because you don't even have something to look at in that. Well, unless you're a chick, then I'm sure you can look at David Boreanaz. Or gay, either way. If you like looking at David Boreanaz, then Angel gives you something to look at. But
Just stare at it.
just mute it and look at him. That's the best bet.
But no, but Joss Whedon, like, you know, everybody's praised him for all this stuff, and it's like he was talking about what he did for Alien 4, how he's gonna reinvigorate the franchise. Movie came out, fucking tanked. Everybody hated it, and he was like, "Oh, they changed my script here. You know, they mutilated my script." Well, then somebody leaked out a copy of the script. It was pretty much exactly his script.
So he's the movie version of Peter Molyneux.
That's
There's a joke for you video game peoples.
better than being the movie version of Tommy Wiseau. Who is the? You ever seen The Room? Have you heard about The Room? It's like the worst movie ever.
I've seen some bad movies.
Oh no, The Room's terrible. The dude, English is maybe his fourth language, and he's the writer, director, and the star of the movie.
That probably makes it awesome.
No, he has like dialogue scenes where he's like yelling at his girlfriend who's cheating on her, and they may be married. He's like yelling at her in like this weird French English language. Then like somebody else walks in the room, and they just like snaps like, "Oh hi, how you doing?" He's like, "Why did you do this to me?" "Oh hi, Tom."
It's good.
No, it's not. It's not.
So bad it's good.
That's Adult Swim plays it every year on April Fools. They do a loop of it for their whole.
That's great. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here. Out from in front of this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's not bad. Watch it if you're watching the rest. If you're doing an Alien,
There's worse movies you can watch. There's better movies you can watch.
that's true. But you should.
I could say that about every fucking movie we're going to watch. Unless we watch Strange Brew. There's no better movie you can watch. You got Strange, here's my list, and you can see they all thematically fit together. You got Strange Brew, Princess Bride, Shawshank Redemption, Dances with Wolves, maybe some others that I'm forgetting. Hunt for Red October. All on the level of Strange Brew.
You're a sad, sad man.
I don't even, that's the great thing. I don't drink and I hate alcoholics, but Strange Brew, love it.
That's because even if they weren't drinking, they'd still be doing that stuff because they're that fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and it's actually not about them. I don't think they're ever drunk.
Oh, they're drinking in that movie.
They're drinking, but it's never established like, hey, this is my baseline sober and this is me drunk. Like they're the same level of stupid the entire time.
You gotta figure when he drinks that entire vat of beer that he gets dumped into.
But
He's gotta be drunk.
he's not though. He takes he pisses out a fire and then just moves on like nothing happened. That's why that movie's great.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah.
let's end this.
Okay, fine. I was gonna bring something else up, but if
Well, you can't slam Strange Brew.
I'm not slaying the Strange World, I'm like that. They're never drunk in Wayne's World. I don't even think they were drinking Wayne's World.
But that's not the Wayne's World isn't about beer, basically. Strange Brew, it's in the fucking title, right? It's about beer. They get jobs at a brewery because they ran out of beer. The whole movie is beer centric and very Canadian.
Very Canadian.
But yes.
So watch Strange Brew. If you're thinking, go Alien, Alien 2, or sorry, Aliens, Strange Brew. Should be your third movie. Should I watch the third Alien movie? No, you should watch Strange Brew.
And then Alien 4.
Sure. Ripley's dead. Ripley's dead. Watch Strange Brew. Watch Alien 4.
There's something wrong with that.
I'm done.
I'm done. Watch this movie.
Watch Strange Brew.